Hello, beautiful family. How are you all doing? Thank you for the maximum love and the support. So, my beautiful people, today I want to share with you one that's the normally say shall never end. See, progress the analysis, and you know that in this platform I bring all the updates to you. Now, a lot has been going on, and it's my duty to bring any of this explanation to your notice because I don't want a lot of my followers to be telling me, "Oh, progress the analysis. This is what is happening." This as if I don't really know what is happening. But it is better I start bringing them here. So when I will start talking, nobody will not tell me that, "Oh, progress the analyst, why are you saying this? This is not true. This is not true." But mind you, please learn to watch video to the end. It is very important so that you understand when someone is talking. I am tired of explaining myself every time without no evidence. So this one that the Biafra deputy prime minister is explaining now, it shows there is evidence because she's explaining and we are hearing it from the horse's mouth. But tomorrow when I will start to do my analysis, a lot of people will come and tell me that, "Oh, progress, what are you saying? This thing you are saying is not true." So Bikono, make sure you watch the video to the end and listen to every detail and drop your opinion in the comment section because I'll be right back.
Yeah. For these criminals to even convince you, for these criminals to even have the opportunity to talk to you, for these criminals like Bam Bam Bam, like Sonia Akparawa, like Ogenkere, like Imam Maduabo, like this will be Nadi, Chomo, Majo Irobi, for these criminals, Okeo, and their likes, to even come near you, that means you must have put your leg or your body near them. That's why I said, you must make yourself available near them for them to tell you their stupid stories. If you don't go near them, they cannot have the opportunity to tell you their crazy story. How can somebody say that he was appointed by CRC, Conflict Resolution Committee, that the Brigade Cabinet had a meeting and dissolved officially? The Brigade Cabinet officially conducted a meeting and dissolved the CRC headed by this Imam Maduabo. Okay, no. By a vote, it was voted on. The vote was about 20 or 21 to 9 by the Brigade Cabinet under His Excellency Simon Ekpa. We took a vote, and that was like 2-3 weeks ago, I can't even remember, to dissolve the Conflict Resolution Committee, which is just a small committee working under the government to resolve issues. If there are people that have problems, and we do not want them to disturb the government, we just push them to those people. But we dissolved this CRC when they stepped out of their boundaries to write a letter to overthrow our Obatobie, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, without the approval of the Brigade Cabinet, without the approval of the government, without the approval of any leadership of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Immediately, they didn't see Obatobia 1 or 2 days. This small CRC committee that they said they elected their fellow criminals to lead them went and wrote a letter, and that letter, I believe most of you have seen it online, to overthrow our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, according to them, to appoint somebody that will take over Obatobia's position. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has laid a solid structure for Brigade and for the United States of Biafra from day one, from beginning to end. There is no vacancy anywhere in the government under Obatobia, not even one. But to show you how criminally minded this CRC, headed by Imam Maduabo and Professor Chomo Okoma and their gang, John Irobi, is, they know that Obatobie has a structure in place. They went ahead to write that letter, that illegal letter. And when that letter, and again, I hear somebody was saying, the Imam Mother was saying, oh, they wrote the letter. And what they wanted was after we come back from Finland, they will start discussing the letter. But they already circulated the letter to the whole world. Anything you post in a place where there are more than 3, 4, 5 people online, it's going to go to the whole. How are you going to secure that it's only just those 5 people? That is why when we have meetings like this, we know the whole world is going to know what we are saying. They're going to hear what we are saying. You're going to deceive yourself if anything we say is not on BBC or CNN or in the Defense Army or the zoo government or the home. You're going to be deceiving yourself if you think it's not going to be known because it's online. So when they say that they wanted it to be discussed after we come from Finland, but it is these same criminals that went and posted it on the Brigade Cabinet Forum. That Brigade Cabinet Forum, we have over 60-something individuals there. How do you expect that to be private? And they forwarded it to me. This same Imam Madabo, he forwarded that criminal letter to me. That he and his group, engineered by this Ogenkere, they wanted Ogenkere to take over Odogu's position. That was clearly just what that letter says. And that was why we have to call an emergency meeting of the Brigade Cabinet members to discuss the letter that has been publicly displayed. It's not as if the CRC made that decision and kept it to themselves. That would have been a different thing. If they've made that decision, kept it to themselves till after Finland, they can say, okay, they're going to present it to me. I am the chief of staff. There is a reason for that position. Just like everybody here have their position, which they played for the BIAFRA government, given and approved by the Prime Minister. But no, what they did was to post it publicly on the Brigade Cabinet, where there's over 60-something people, post it privately to some Brigade Cabinet members, which I am among the people. I received the letter from Imam Madwabo. And they know they do not have the right to do what they are doing. Conflict resolution is just a very small, one of the smallest committee we have under the Biafra government to resolve disputes that arise, maybe two Brigade Cabinet members, maybe they don't like themselves, or somebody said this, or the one but somebody gossip, because we do not want them to disturb the activities and the functionings of the government. That was why Obatobe established that government. So now, when the Brigade Cabinet called an emergency meeting based on this thing, during that meeting, this same Imam Madrabu that signed his name on that overthrow letter, we, the cabinet, many people, we reached out to him. We were calling him to come into the meeting and explain to us the meaning of this letter that he wrote, he and his cohorts. We were waiting for Imam Madrabu for minutes, for hours during the cabinet meeting. He refused. He disappeared. He didn't want to come into the Brigade cabinet meeting. But his signature was on that letter to overthrow Obatobie, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, and appoint a replacement when he knows that Odogwu already have a chief of staff. It falls within my office if there is a need to replace any staff under this government, both in this USB and on the Brigade. But because they have their own agenda, because they know who they are working for, their intention was to disrupt what Obatobie has put in place. When Brigade cabinet member waited for him to come and explain, we waited throughout that meeting. He didn't show up. Many people reached out to him privately to tell him to come into the meeting. He refused. So always watch their trend. When we have Brigade cabinet meetings and we invite these criminals to come to the meeting and officially explain themselves, their trademark is they always refuse to come in. But they will feel comfortable to go behind and be lying to Biafrans. They will feel comfortable going behind to be lying to Obatobie. They will feel comfortable going behind to disrupt the facts and confuse those who they were able to confuse. Imam Madabu refused to come to the cabinet meeting. Based on that, the cabinet took a decision to dissolve the CRC because what they did was not within their power to do that. And we put it to vote. And the majority, about 20 or 21, voted against 9 of them. That was how the CRC, under the Biafra Republic government in exile, United States of Biafra, de facto government, was dissolved till today. We have not revisited that. So as of today, that CRC committee stands dissolved. So how come this same CRC we dissolved like 3 weeks ago now went behind? We dissolved them with a vote from the cabinet of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Now went behind like 3 days or 4 days ago, I don't know, to now come together again and say they are appointing another criminal among them, Ogenkere, to lead who I don't even know. So what is the justification for that, if not just criminality to destroy what Obatobia is building? Usually, I don't want to go into details on these kind of issues, but because I know what is going on, that is why every now and then I just want to tell Biafrans so that everybody is going to be on the same page and know what is going on. So that when you hear their lies publicly, you will ask them the necessary question. I usually prefer when people ask me specific question, and I'm going to go ahead and explain to them. That takes me to the next point. One of these criminals called Bam Bam Bam, when I saw when he was saying and lying to Biafrans, oh, how much he lost Simon Ekpa, oh, how much they are communicating with men on ground, oh, how much. And I tell Biafrans, anybody that is truly following our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, you must dissociate yourself from this criminal called Bam 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 and his cohorts, Sonny Akparawa, Ogenkere, the one that is called Success. Any true Biafran following Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, make sure you do not associate yourself with that criminal element called Success, who I know has run away to Ghana to hide. Because as you are planning, others are planning. And that's all I keep telling people. When you think you know something, you do not know what Obatobia has put in place to destroy that thing you know. And that's why initially I will always reach out to you. I will always encourage people. Let us follow the footsteps. Let us follow the agenda of the Prime Minister. It is the right thing to do. But if you refuse, if you decide there's something you know that the COS does not know, if you decide there's something you know that this government does not know, then you're on your own. Anything that happens to you, it is not my concern. It is not the concern of this government. But if you step outside the box, outside the plan of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, you cannot go far at all. And I keep telling people, so that individual went ahead to be lying to people publicly that, oh, COS did this, COS do that. Again, I'm not going to get into their little childish, I call it childish lies, that COS did not do this, COS did not apply for Biafra ID card, that COS was against those doing ID card. Again, Biafrans, let me show you. This is my Biafra ID card. This is my Biafra COS ID card for the Biafra government, United States of Biafra. This is the front and this is the back. I'm not hiding it. I'm not hiding my ID card. My information is on the public domain. So when people like that, those that listen to idiots, criminals like Bam 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 tells you that the COS did not apply for her ID card or don't have it, you have a question today to go and ask her, I thought you said COS does not have ID card. That he showed it to us today or during the Asia Middle East visit. That will show you Biafrans that are following these criminals knowingly or unknowingly. You know the truth, but you want to be following them. You are doing a great disservice, not only to the United States of Biafra, not only to Obato Obie, because some of you, I know the trust Obato Obie have on some of you. I know how high Obato Obie holds some of you. So when you go ahead and start following these criminals, you have a question to answer to Obato Obie. That's all I can tell you. Stand in the path of truth. Do not follow criminals that lie against COS or against. And again, I keep telling Biafrans, this is not about me. So those of you that keep saying, oh, COS, and again, I understand and I hear when people say, COS, I support you 100%, but it's not about me. It's not about our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. It is not about His Excellency Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. It is what all of us have collectively lived for the past 2 years to ensure that our country stands, to ensure that this kind of criminality being perpetrated by these individuals that are parading themselves to the people, the unsuspecting Biafrans, we want to ensure that criminality that is a cancer, we cut it off from day one. So when they come with all these kind of lies, please ignore them. It shows that they have nothing to offer. Because if you are a true Biafran, your focus should be on ensuring that our land is fully protected. We guard our recognition from our allies. Nigeria moves their forces away from our land by force or by peace. That should be the focus of every true Biafran that have been following our Batobia.
So, my beautiful family, that brings us to the end of this update. I say, let me bring this here because any explanation that I know that Biafran people need, that is my duty. That is why you see that I bring all the updates, everything that is happening, I bring it here for Biafrans to decide themselves. So, please share this video. I still remember your one and only Progress, the analyst, as I always give you all the updates back to back. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.